All right, well, welcome to Unit 3 of our historic renovation. This unit was completed about a year ago. We've had a tenant in there since, and we now are turning it over for another tenant, actually a furnished rental tenant. And we figured this was a good opportunity to show you what we did during the renovation, highest ROI, opportunities you might be able to put into your own rentals, and why we made certain decisions. So first, you walk in through the front door, you walk right into the living room. The first thing we did was move the front door to this location, which, if you look, is a direct shot down the staircase. This allows tenants to easily move in and out, especially big furniture, especially if it wasn't furnished. Previously, the door was actually over here, and this wall was actually even smaller, so the door was only about 1.5 feet wide. It was an older house, so building code then was a little different or non-existent. So that was the first thing we did, put a nice large big door right in front of the staircase, rebuild this wall. That framed out this room nicely. We were able to put furniture in proper places. Yeah, so that changed things up. Next thing we did was open up this doorway a little bit. Originally, again, it was a smaller single person doorway. Opened it up, not necessarily to give the open concept feel, but just to at least make it feel not cramped in here. We then moved the electric panel up to the unit, which we do in all our units. That way the tenant can, if a breaker pops, they can fix it themselves. Gives them direct access if needed. We always put laundry in unit. We find tenants love this, especially a full-size washer and dryer, not one of those apartment washers and dryers. That's something we always put in every unit and highly recommend. Definitely worth it. The biggest change comes into the kitchen and the bathroom area. So originally it had a very similar layout. I think the fridge was originally over where the stove is. The stove might have been over in this corner. So we ripped out the whole kitchen. We put in nice soft close cabinets, solid wood, a little bit more expensive, but if you go to an actual cabinet provider, you'll find that the pricing is pretty competitive even with the cheaper Lowe's or Home Depot cabinets. So highly recommend looking at that. We also always put in a either granite or some other type of stone countertop. This happens to be a quartz countertop. We do that to just help with durability. A lot of tenants, not just tenants, even ourselves, will just place hot things on the countertops, will cut on countertops. So instead of putting a Formica or a plastic countertop, we always go with a stone. You can see the windows here. We did this in another unit, very similar situation, where we didn't want to have to redo the exterior of the house because it is historic. So we kept the current windows, and instead of putting small picture frame windows or anything here, we just ran a 3-inch backsplash across. That way there's a hard stop before anything rolls over, or if you have a spill, it's not gonna go down into the window. Still keeps the window functional, but it saves money on our end and allows us to put that money elsewhere into the unit. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good from this perspective. We always do a large sink. This is something we try to put in every unit. These sinks actually typically come with the countertop, so definitely ask your countertop provider if they have a free sink, a little way to save a couple $100. We have full stainless steel everywhere. Again, it's that when a tenant walks in to tour a place, you want them to be able to see, have a wow factor, and stainless steel definitely does that over a white or a black appliance. Yeah. The other thing we did over here was restructure this wall that frames the bathroom. Originally, the entryway was over here, which would have limited our counter space, as well as the bathroom was very small. We added an extra at least 3 feet to this bathroom, which allowed us to put in a full-size shower. We have a sliding door with the shower. We always do a glass door over a curtain. That way it keeps all the water in nicely. Typically, if it's just a curtain, even if it's a tub, you're gonna see water splashing out, which only hurts you, the landlord, in the long run, as water is gonna cause damage down below. So we always do a glass door. And additionally, like I was saying, with the wow factor with the stainless steel, I think it also adds to that. Other than that, we kept this bathroom pretty basic. I don't think you need to do anything crazy in a bathroom. Tenants or people in general just want something clean, which is the key. Always make sure you do a bathroom fan. Originally, this unit did not have a bathroom fan, which collected moisture. There was no window for them to open. So again, this was a much older home, so that was common. But now we have a full fanned bathroom. Back into the living room and as well into the bedroom. This unit didn't have any closet space, so they had one makeshift closet, which was a temporary closet. So what we did is we took a closet from the hallway that was no longer being used. It was just used for maybe some brooms. It was just a common closet that had various cleaning products in it. Didn't really have much of a use. And we added all this square footage. Huge closet right next to the door. You could put your shoes in here, put your jackets, just storage in general. Again, this whole space was not a part of this unit. So adding this adds a whole nice piece of storage. And then actually on the other side here, behind this wall, if you follow me, we added this closet here. So adding this closet, we took this closet away from the other unit because that unit already had the square footage for another closet. So what we've done here is just add and make this more practical to live in rather than having no storage space. You'll notice in both the living room and the bedroom, we have mini split units. That was done just because of, one, this area demands a level of AC, heating, of course. We also went with the mini split over a ducted system just because the way this house was framed out, it would be very difficult to add any duct work into here. So the mini split system works great. We've had it running for a year with no issues in 2 units, so we've been happy with that. Couple last minute things. We went with a LVP flooring, which we always do. This is the Life Proof from Home Depot. We actually got this one on sale, so definitely check different colors to see what's on sale to see if you can slightly move. And this worked out nicely, especially since the floor is not 100% level in this unit. Just being a 200-year-old home, the LVP can flex with the floor as opposed to, let's say, a hardwood floor. You wouldn't be able to do that. Now you'll notice this, like I mentioned earlier, this is a furnished unit now. So this unit we intended to not be a furnished unit, but as we've had tenants here and as we've been in this area, we've learned that it's a big corporate rental area, as well as tenants were concerned as they were touring, coming up the stairs and fitting through doorways because of the historic aspect of the house being a little smaller. Are they going to be able to fit their furniture? So we made the decision to furnish this unit going forward. We'll keep this furniture in here. That way it mitigates any concerns that the tenants may have regarding furniture fitting, as well as we can tap now into that other market of corporate rentals, which do have slightly higher rents and could potentially lead to longer tenants, as well as relationships with those corporate offices to have a flow of new tenants coming in. And yeah, so we'll keep you updated on what happens with the corporate rental. We do have a new tenant moving in today, which is why we're doing this quick walkthrough before we get them in here. But that's unit 3.